We'll begin tonight with the National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party, which held in Abuja, where the party on Monday zoned its 2027 presidential tickets to the south, while confirming as its substantive national chairman, Umar Damagum, who hails from the north. The decision was part of far-reaching resolutions at the end of the 102nd National NEC meeting, in which leaders of the party described as a move to strengthen internal balance and reposition the opposition ahead of the next general elections. Ambassador Umar Damagum has been serving in an acting capacity since 2023, and he will now serve until the party's national elective convention scheduled for November the 15th and 16th in Ibadan, Oyo State. Now, according to the communique issued by the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, the NEC unanimously approved the report of its zoning committee, which retained all national officers in their current region. Our first discussion tonight we're joined by my colleague who has been covering the meeting of the People's Democratic Party, Sumayya Abubakar. We'll also have later Chairman PDP's Lagos East Senatorial District, Abiona Rotimi, joining in. Thank you very much, Sumayya, for being here. What can you tell us about the meeting today that has not been captured?
Good evening, Felicity.
All right, Sumayya, if you can hear me, I just want you to give us a quick recap of what transpired today, that might not have made the news.
Actually, a lot did happen today in the NEC meeting. Earlier, it was not just the NEC meeting, but it was the final meeting among the series of meetings that were held today. We had of course, the Board of Trustees meeting that was held earlier. There was the NWC, that's the National Working Committee meeting, also was held. The Zoning Members Committee meeting also was held, and then it was wrapped up with the next meeting. Yes, and ahead of that, of course, there were major concerns. The substantive national chairman, Umar Damagum, pointed out one of their challenges, which he said that they have even proven that they could contend in 2027 election, which was the by-election, that's the off-cycle election that happened recently. He made mention that there was a lot of intimidation and a lot of irregularities that happened there. I mean, he alleged that. And he said that the PDP is going to stick to its guns, and PDP, even with all of the intimidation, which he mentioned, saying it is from the ruling party, the ANC, that at the end of the day, they won because they were able to even speak out or win over some of the holds, the stronghold of the APC in that by-election, and they're hoping that that would be the case in 2027. So that is the challenge, and for them, and they say that they are foreseeing how 2027 is going to be. Now, another thing which was addressed there was the inclusion part, where they said that in terms of zoning, there needs to be inclusion where every zone in Nigeria would feel part of this this part of the movement. Also, there was an inclusion message about women, which he said that the PDP had a sit down with the National Assembly and they promised that there was going to be room for more women. And he bragged that, of course, PDP is one of the most party that has given women the platform to come out and be in politics and governance. So that was another thing that was also addressed. And in terms of unity, this was made by Ahmed Magaisi, who is the former national chairman. He pointed out that as long as they bring each other together, do some conciliation and reconciliation, bringing back members that have grievances, with the party, making sure everybody is on board, because they cannot win without them working together. So basically, these are some of the things that were discussed, and there were even more in terms of the next meeting today.
Sumayya, was the decision unanimous to your knowledge, or were there, murmurs of displeasure as to the announcement of Umar Damagum as substantive chairman?
I would say it was a unanimous agreement. One of the minority leader of the House of Representatives, that would be Kingsley Chandi, I beg your pardon, Kingsley pointed out that the Chinda, he said that as long as they are together, that should be the most important thing. And he did point out that at the beginning of the meeting, they were tense, they did not know what to expect. I would say that there was a bit of tension because there was expectation of perhaps the FCC minister could be there until everybody was waiting. First, we're always on the ball waiting for him, but he never showed up. So I think the tension was really high. And the Trinidad, that's the minority leader for the PDP in the House of Reps, pointed out that the speech that was given, that was at the first stage of the next meeting by the substantive national chairman, gave them a bit of hope and calm, and they're hopeful that everything will turn out right. So I think with the way that his leadership has been as the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, it gave them that hope and unanimous consensus that everyone was saying that he should be the person. So everyone that I was able to talk to after the meeting said that this was something that they agreed on, and they're happy that it finally happened.
I wanted to speak a little further on the issue of zoning. We know that prior to now, when it was announced that the presidency has been zoned to a particular area, some section or faction of the party said that is not correct. So now that we have the next meeting, is there a confirmation, or do we still have faction that might not have been at that meeting?
So far, we don't know if there is any faction, but then they pointed out that they're a bit, worried because they know that amongst the PDP members, there are some people that are not really happy with the party, and they're saying they would make sure they bring all of them together. Now, for them to do that before the national convention of the PDP is what we're not really sure of. But then in terms of, the zoning, they said that so far they've decided unanimously that it's going to go to the south, but then it's up to now the inner circle, that's the caucuses of the south, to decide which zone it comes from, talking about the south-south, the southwest, or the southeast. So that is another dilemma or tension that, if not really addressed well, it could be a major concern from, of course, the PDP. But then after they've given their assurances of saying it's going to the south, I think that aided their decision in making Damagun some appointments more strong and substantive.
There's a question that just keeps coming to my mind. Why was it necessary for them to have this conversation, this confirmation, when they have a convention coming up not too far from now, where a national chairman is expected to be unveiled? Did comments come up in this regard?
It did. Indeed, it did. One of their major concerns is that a party cannot move forward without a strong leadership. So hence the reason why this had to be known. At the earliest, that was around the Board of Trustees meeting, they pointed out that the series of meetings is something that is really necessary, hence the reason why they had to do all of it together, because time was running out, and they needed to have a unanimous front, and they needed to be strong on the outside for people, other parties to take them seriously. Hence the reason. Now they pointed out that, of course, in the National Convention, there is going to be about numbers of appointments that would be done, new staff would be done, considering that, of course, the NWC members are approaching about 4 years, manning the leadership of the PDP. So they know that all of that would be looked into come the National Convention. But they needed to make sure that they had a leader, a strong leader, to push this situation forward. And according to them, they said this decision has made them have a strong faith that everything would be strong, would be good for the PDP. And they're saying that they feel that they're strong enough to go against the ruling All Progressive Congress.
Thank you very much for that coverage. We appreciate your time.